Cells, they exist in all living things, from plants, such as flowers, to animals, such as peacocks, dogs, cats, lions, and guess what? They exist in us too, humans. Just like other living organisms, cells play an extremely important role in our bodies, and we wouldn't even be alive without them. This is because when cells work together, they create tissues. When tissues work together, they're organs. When organs work together, they're systems. And when these systems interact with each other, they create the human body. This is called the levels of cellular organization. So everything kind of starts at the cells, which is why you could say that we're just basically a whole bunch of cells put together. Hi, my name is Tanya, and today we're going to be talking about the life of a cell, the steps, the phases in the life of a cell, also known as the cell cycle. To start off, there are 5 steps to cell cycle. There is interphase, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase, and cytokinesis. The last 4 steps are part of a process called mitosis, which is basically the replication of a cell. Here is a cool fact that you guys might find pretty interesting. A normal cell spends about 78% of its life in interphase and only 22% in mitosis, which is pretty ironic if you ask me, considering the fact that mitosis has 4 steps. Now on to talking about each step of the cycle. Firstly, interphase. Interphase is basically the everyday life of cells. It is when the cell obtains nutrients and conducts normal cell functions. It is also when DNA replicates in preparation for mitosis. Okay, so the blue is the cell membrane or the wall of the cell. The outer wall of the green circle is called a nuclear membrane, and the circle itself is a nucleus. Inside the nucleus are red and yellow chromatids. When these chromatids replicate, they're called chromosomes. So what's happening now is that the chromatids are replicating. We started off with 4 chromatids, now we have 8 chromatids or 4 chromosomes. Now they're condensing, which means they're getting shorter and they're getting thicker. The centromeres have also started to appear. They are the orange circles. The chromosomes can now be called sister chromatids. The centrioles have now appeared inside the cell as well. They are the yellow tubes. And that is the end of interphase. Now into prophase. Alright, so the nuclear membrane is now starting to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. However, it doesn't actually disappear until metaphase, so it's still going to be there until the end of prophase. The centrioles just move to opposite sides of the cell, as you can see. The centrioles are now releasing something in blue, which are called spindle fibers. Another review, these squiggly things in yellow and in red are chromosomes, and in the middle where these 2 chromatids meet are centromeres. And that is the end of prophase. Now on to metaphase. As you can see, the nuclear membrane has now officially disappeared, leaving the chromosomes on their own. The spindle fibers have further grown towards the chromosomes and have attached themselves to them. They have also brought them to the middle of the cell, creating a straight line. Okay, so we'll just review the parts of the cell really quickly. So 2 chromatids make 1 chromosome. So those are the chromatids and chromosomes. That is the cell membrane. Those are the centrioles, and those are the spindle fibers. Okay, so now we're on anaphase, which is the 4th step of the cell cycle. So what just happened there is that since the spindle fibers are pulling on the chromosomes, the chromosomes split in half, and as the spindle fibers get shorter and shorter, the chromatids move closer and closer to the opposite sides of the cell. Those again were just a few labels just to remind you of the different parts of the cell. Okay, so now we are at telophase. As you can see, the spindle fibers have completely disappeared, and the centrioles are getting smaller and smaller and are just about to disappear as well. The chromatids are decondensing, which basically means they're becoming longer and skinnier, similar to how they were in interphase. And now there are nuclear membranes forming around each set of DNA. And just to clarify, that's the nuclear membrane, that's the DNA, and that's the cell membrane. Okay, so now we're at cytokinesis, which is the very last step of the cell cycle. So now the cell membrane is kind of pinching inward. This indent is called the cleavage furrow. And now there are two identical daughter cells with cell membrane, nuclear membrane, and DNA. And there you go. That is a cell cycle, and that is how cells replicate. You'd be surprised at how many times this process actually happens in our bodies every single day. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new. Bye.